All right, it's 6 p.m. We're going to get started. First of all, a few announcements before we do get started. We are live on Room Devil Network, so if you want to let any family members know, you can put that out. Go to YouTube, go to Room Devil Network, and they can find it there. So put that out if you want to let anybody know that. Next, I don't have enough copies to make a copy for everybody for programs. So if your family has multiples, and if you could share with some people who may not have got one, I'd appreciate that. Number 2, tomorrow are sports physicals for athletes who will be back next year. It is a free physical. This is the best way to do physicals because they're in our hands when we get done. We're able to go ahead and start getting them in the system, and everybody has a physical when we start next year, and we're not looking for one. And that just helps us out. If your child did not bring home a form for a sports physical, we have some extras up here. We passed those out last week. They have to have those signed back to us tomorrow, filled out, so before they go in to the doctor. So I would appreciate that. With that, I want to welcome you to the 2021-22 Sports Banquet. It's been a long time. This is the first time in 2 years we've been able to get back at it and be back live. We've had to do these over video because of COVID. It is so good to be back and be back the closest to normal as we can. And we've had a great year here at Swain in athletics. At this time, I'd like to start off with a moment of silence. During these years, we've lost some people who are very close to all of us in sports that help us get where we are. We've had some pass recently, and a lot of these folks were great members of our athletic family. And I would like to take a time to remember one in particular, and Jimmy Jarrett. Jimmy Jarrett was a long-time supporter of Swain High Athletics back into the early 80s. He helped Coach Waters with stats, filming. He did game clock for us. He helped with stats with Coach Deese. He did game clock for football. I can't remember for how many years he did that. And all for nothing. All he wanted was a Smoky Mountain Conference pass so he'd get in games for free. And he did anything he could to help us. If you were a head coach, and back in the day when we had predetermined brackets, and you knew who you was going to be playing early on, he would take his own car, drive down the road, and scout teams for us. And he would come back with 3 or 4 different pages of just stuff wrote out. And if they were chewing gum, you knew they were chewing gum. If they were, what flavor it was. But he took a lot of pride in trying to help Swain be the best. And he was definitely one of our best and then some. At this time, for the people that we've lost the past few years, and in Jimmy Jarrett, I'd like to take a moment of silence. Amen. At this time, I'm going to start thanking some people that make Swain County Athletics go. At this time, if any of these folks are here, Mark Sell and Central Office staff, if you'd please stand, the Swain County School Board, and the Swain County Office staff, if y'all would please stand at this time. I'd like to give these folks a round of applause for all they do for us. The next, I just want to make mention of these folks because we can't go without all these people's help. Swain High, Swain Pride with Matt Pegg and his group. Our custodial maintenance staff for keeping our facilities clean and keep them going. Our bus garage staff for keeping our buses on the road. Our coaches and our bus drivers that help us get places when we're traveling. Toby Burrow with our stats and media. They keep us up to date and keep everything out that our kids do, and if you look around, he does a great job in getting our kids noticed. Joe Holt and Room Devil Network, it's one of the best in the state. And what we have is special. There are times that we have ball games with the Smoky Mountain Conference Championship and other big ball games that we'll have over 1,000 people watching those games, and that's very special. Bob Thomas for his announcing our football games. Gary Ayers, the voice of the Room Devil Network, Sharon Burrell, Mr. McKinney and his paint crew, the Chain Gang, Jeff Heltman, Jack Gray, anyone who operated the clock for us this year in any of our ball games, the Swain County Sheriff's Department and our SROs that help us at ball games, Swain County Fire Department. Those folks, the other night we got back to the state championship at 12:30. They're there to give us an escort back into town. It's like one guy from AC Rental said, you couldn't do that in Nashville, but we can do it in a special place like this. Sherry Wright, for all she does for me and helping me with everything I have to do. Casey Crow, my right-hand man, who's always at everything I do and helps me out with anything we do around here. Our concession stand workers for helping us out during ball games. Joanna McMahon for taking care of the program tonight and also taking pictures of our athletes. Coach Jeff Marr for coming up this year and helping me be with athletic director. Our band at our football games and all their support. At this time, our banner sponsors. Without them, we couldn't afford a lot of stuff we do. If you're affiliated with one of these programs, when I call your name, if you would please stand or remain standing until I get through the list. Great sponsors, Chris Funeral Home, Carolina Insurance Group, Western North Carolina, Bryson City Pharmacy, United Community Bank, Farley Insurance, Great Beginnings Dental Specialist, the White Banners, Southwestern Community College, Appalachian Real Estate, IGA, Great Smoky Mountain Railroads, Old North Vacation Rentals, the Local Market, the First Citizen Bank, Maroon Banners, Remax Realty, Smith and Company Accountants, Western Defense Incorporated, Ward Plumbing, Heating and Air, Farm Bureau, the Eastern Band of Cherokee Indians and Tribal Council, our floor sponsors, Bryson City Cabin Rentals, Swain County Community Hospital, and High Creek Earthworks. Thank y'all for y'all's donations. The next group of people I want to thank are our parents who take care of our athletes getting to and from practice, helping us feed our students. For example, Tony and Janae Taylor for helping us with football. There are other parents who take care of other sports, but they're a big help in organizing our feeding. But without you parents, we couldn't do what we do. Your kids couldn't do what they do. We wouldn't have the success we have. A group of parents, we went to our state meet this weekend, a text went out. We had plenty of water and food just like that. Thank you, parents, for all you do. Athletes, please give your parents a round of applause. All athletes, please stand. Please remain standing while I go through this list. We've had a great year here at Swain County High School in athletics. It's been a special year. I'm going to read through a few of our championships. First of all, Smoky Mountain Conference Boys Soccer Championships. Smoky Mountain Conference Regional Champ, State Champs, Girls Cross Country. JV Boys Basketball, Smoky Mountain Conference Champions. Smoky Mountain Conference Indoor Track, Boys. Smoky Mountain Conference State Champions, Indoor Track, Girls. Smoky Mountain Conference Girls Soccer. Smoky Mountain Conference Champions, Baseball. Smoky Mountain Conference Regional Runner-Up, Boys Track. Smoky Mountain Conference Regional Champ, State Champs, Girls Track. And I know this has been done in 4A, but it's never been done in 1A and probably not all the other divisions. Right now, Swain holds the trifecta in cross country, indoor track, and girls track. We have all three right now here at Swain County. And if you want to go back a year before, we can almost put a quad in there because we got the girls track from the year before also. That's a pretty special group. At this time, athletes, I just want to thank y'all for y'all's hard work, your commitment to what we're doing. It shows up here with what we have. And with that, each year, the Smoky Mountain Conference keeps points for every championship or where you finish in a conference for all varsity sports. So for example, if there's 6 teams in your conference, for example like football, there's a total of possibility of 11 points that you could get if you were the conference champion. And it goes down the line, 11, 10, 9, 8, so forth. It's where you finish in the conference. And this year, Swain County is the Wells Fargo Cup champions of the Smoky Mountain Conference. We own it as the best school in the conference in overall athletics. Congratulations. All right, you may be seated. Thank you. All right, Carrie Powell, where you at? Stand up. I know you're in here somewhere. Carrie Powell is our athletic trainer. She goes above and beyond. I wouldn't make it without her. Some of you saw during basketball game that Carrie Powell was named the 2021 Elton Hall Athletic Trainer of the Year by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association. Thank you, Carrie, for all your hard work. To our spouses of our coaches, you probably have one of the toughest jobs. You get to listen to all our heartaches, our problems, and get to hear us vent. Thank you for letting your husband or wife coach. You make the greatest sacrifice by taking care of things on the home front so we can have them to coach. You also have to have thick skin. While you sit in the stands, you get to hear different people call us morons, idiots, and everything else, and just have to sit there and take it. I appreciate all your support and letting your spouses coach for us here at Swain County High School. Thank you. To this group of coaches behind me, if you haven't noticed or paid attention to the great shortage of teachers, coaches, officials across the United States, it's becoming a problem. We better start finding a way to appreciate the time, the job that this group of folks behind us do. This year alone, they've worked their tail off by all the championships up here. The hours, the commitment, the time away from home, the time just taking care of their facilities. And sometimes it's not about the wins or losses. I hope that when you play athletics, you get more out of athletics than just a win or a loss. If you don't, then we're failing. This year alone, this coaching staff has held 55 events in the gym. And just because they may not be coaching sport, a lot of these coaches come back to help other programs be successful. We held a basketball Christmas tournament, a Smoky Mountain Conference tournament in basketball, 2 wrestling tournaments, the Smoky Mountain Conference Wrestling Tournament, the 4-team regional duels, the conference championship in Smoky Mountain for cross country, the regional championship in cross country, and countless home games. This is not an easy task, and without this group behind me, we couldn't do that. And I just want to say thank you guys for all you do for the kids of Swain County. Thank you. At this time, and we haven't even named this award yet, but we're going to start it. And in the future, I'll look to some seniors and I'll look to some of our staff members on our athletic coaches to help me pick it out. But this year, me and Coach Moore picked this one out. I'm going to recognize a school employee that has gone above and beyond what she's asked to do. A lot of our kids look up to her. If there's a gate duty that needs to be done, she does it. She covered every baseball and softball gate. I can't tell you how many basketball gates she done, back to back. If somebody can't do it, a staff member can't do it, she steps up. And all of it is just because she wants to do it for the kids. And I know I hear a lot of our kids talk about her all the time, what a great teacher she is. But she's a great person too. At this time, Miss Ashley West, will you come up? Thank you for all you do. We'll get you a plaque once I get a name out. Last year, our seniors, and because anytime you order anything anymore, it's going to be late because the greatest excuse ever is COVID right now. So everything comes in late. So our plaques came in late for last year, and we got some of them in, and then our 7 special senior awards, they came in even later. So we thought it'd be best. We tried to do it at a basketball game. That game got canceled because of weather. And so we've came back, and we've invited some of these seniors back to come up, and I'll just read out who they are, and give me the academic ones first. And if they're here, if they will come up. But I felt like for the senior awards, they were shorthanded. They were left out last year, so I'd like to honor them right now if we could. Last year's female academic athlete with a grade point average of 4.537 GPA is Kate Poss. The male academic athlete from last year with a GPA of 4.4074, Jeffrey Booth Bassett. The Female Sportsmanship Award, I think last weekend she was rowing in Clemson. She rows for Louisville. I don't know if she was able to make it in or not, but the Female Sportsmanship Award goes to Natalie Stuckey. The male sportsmanship from last year goes to Michael Winchester. The 2020-21 Female Athlete of the Year goes to Hannah Epperson. The Male Athlete of the Year, Damian Lossy. And our most prestigious award, the Maroon Devil Award for 2020-21, Jenna Marr. Okay, next up will be our tri-sport athletes. Our tri-sport athletes go to kids who play 3 or more sports. Some of these kids play 3 sports, some play 4 sports, some of them even play 5 sports. And when I go to AD conferences, I've actually had to give a presentation on how to try to get more kids to play more sports. And some of these 4A schools, they may have 10 or 12 kids that do 3 sports. And most of the time that's their track kids who do all 3. This year, I think we got up to over 60. But I think that has a lot to do with what you see up here. If we're going to be successful, kids have to do those multiple sports. That's what makes us great. It has for a long time here. But this time, Coach Marr is going to read off the list. I want you to come and make a line right here. Please don't fall off the stage. and we'll give you a hand at the end. Your patches will not be here yet, COVID. When they come in, I'll put it out on social media, and you can come by and pick them up then.
This is a really hard thing to track. If we miss someone, please come on down and let us know who you are. We want to make sure you get recognized.
If you'll come this way and make a line up.
Maya Adams, Mahala Bird, Lily Biertness, Arizona Blankenship, Cameron Blankenship, Nathan Bogdanovich, Hannah Brown, Elijah Bryant, Maya Burrows Kerr, Malachi Cochran, Josh Collins, Anisette Cooper, Owen Craig, Connor Driver, Brandon Frost, Allie Gibson, Joe Glaspie, Anna Gray, Matthew Gray, Sienna Hackshaw, Lakin Harvey, Maisie Helpman, Amaya Hicks, Cooper Hyatt, Addison Jenkins, Austin Jenkins, Will Jenkins, Kane Jones, Chloe Lambert, Connor Lambert, Isabel Lambert, Brendan Lanning, Gavin Lanning, Gabe Lillard, Lauren Linton, Milani Linton, Jackson McClung, Daniel Nations, Jamie Al, Kaylee Parker, J.C. Parsons, Abby Patel, Ben Payne, Jackson Pittard, Brianna Ridenpaw, Julie Smith, Kirsten Smith, Savannah Smith, Aiden Southards, Maddie Spates, Kale Stevenson, Gracie Sutton, Lucas Sutton, Carson Taylor, Insay Ufert, Erica Wachacha, Jaden Wade, Izzy Walker, Taligua Walker, Brianna Wesley, Reese Winchester, Corey Wolf, Haley Woodard, Lawson Woodard, and Faith Woodard.
Anybody else?
And Gracie Monteith. All right, let's give these guys a big round of applause, please.
You're good. Thank you. I'll get your patches when they come in. Be listening for announcement. Thank you. All right, at this time, we'll get started with the awards presentation. First of all, JV football.
Will the JV football team please stand up and be recognized? First, I'd like to start by thanking my wife for all the support she had during this past season. I'd also like to take a second and just say, Carrie Powell, thank you so much for everything you do for myself, the team, all our athletes. Without you, we couldn't do what we want to do. I also want to thank the rest of the JV coaches, helping supporting the kids on and off field, anything we needed. Everybody was right on board. We took care of what we needed to. This year was definitely a learning experience for our team. We had many new and young faces. Many players had to step up throughout this season, play positions they normally did not due to COVID and other injuries. Our award tonight is given to a young man who was asked to play many positions throughout this year. And he continued to work, never complained, and got better every day he showed up. Our MVP, Most Valuable Player Award, goes to Kellen McCullough.
All right, varsity football, if you'd please stand and remain standing. I want to say thank you from me personally for everything you went through. Playing back-to-back seasons from spring to fall was tough enough. You probably did something that no other program has ever done before. You played 3 football games in 8 days. That's almost unheard of in football, and it's probably not the safest thing you could ever do. But it had to be done. And it was no excuses. You stepped up and you played. And I just want to say thank you for all your sacrifices, the things you do during the summer, the practices, and everything you've done and what you mean to me. The season may not have went like we wanted it to do, but I think we grew as a team. I think you grew as a young man, and I just want to say thank you for everything you've done. Thank you. To my assistant coaches, thank you for all your support, for always having my back and working your butt off for me. I appreciate you. And I was told a long time ago, there's a brotherhood among coaches, and you better appreciate your fellow coaches and the coach you coach against because they know what you go through. And that's a true statement. They're always there. Thank you, coaches, for everything. At this time, you call your name if you'll come up and remain standing up here and stay up here till we're done. Smoky Mountain All Conference, Ben Payne. You stay right there. Smoky Mountain All Conference, Nathan Bogdanovich. Is he coming? All right. Smoky Mountain All Conference, Carson Taylor. Smoky Mountain All Conference, Cooper High. Smoky Mountain All Conference, Donovan Groenwald. Smoky Mountain All Conference, Gavin Lanning. One A All-State second team, Ben Payne. 1A All-State, second team, Carson Taylor. And Team FYN Defensive Player of the Year, Carson Taylor. Thank y'all. Coach Lydia Sale, JV Volleyball and Varsity Volleyball.
Good evening. I had the pleasure of coaching JV and varsity volleyball this year. I want to thank Jeff Marr, Kayla White, and Kelly Smith for all their help throughout this crazy season. Also, Coach B and Jeff for setting up the gym, doing everything we need. Mr. McKinney, thank you for keeping the clock this season. Carrie Powell for always being there. Coach Scotty Mack for helping set up the gym and keeping our facilities nice. Hannah Brown for keeping our book, and Sonia Blankenship for keeping our book when she wasn't available. Thank you all. We came into this season as a new coaching staff and with high expectations. Our motto this season was be the change. We asked these athletes to demand more of themselves and their teammates than they ever had, to control what they could, and most importantly, to radiate our best and then some. We didn't exactly see what we wanted in the wins column this season. However, we did see a ton of wins in other areas. We got amazing feedback from high school teachers about what our student athletes were accomplishing in the classroom. We saw quiet players turn into vocal leaders. As a team, we were able to accumulate over 100 hours of community service. We finished our season playing at the highest level we ever had and pushed a dominating team in our conference into extra sets. I could go on all night about what this group means to us and the growth they showed. If you were a member of the JV volleyball team, please stand up. This group really bought into what we were selling this year, and we really appreciate your dedication and all your blood, sweat, and tears. We had a player that went out of her way to grow this season. She was our biggest cheerleader, and the entire team looked to her to create energy on the court. That can be a lot of pressure, but this student athlete not only handled it, but continues to play this role in other sports as well. Our JV Volleyball Award goes to Faith Woodard. Talking with my fellow coaches, this season we decided to give out a new award for us. It's called the Perseverance Award. This is for a student athlete that did not always see the most court time. However, she continued to show up, work hard in practice, and regularly stayed after to get in extra reps. She was a person we could count on to finish a job we gave her and was a fantastic teammate. This year's Perseverance Award goes to Julie Smith. And our last award this evening goes to an athlete that we demanded the biggest change from this season. She was harped on continuously to become a leader not only for the varsity team, but for the entire program. That can be a lot of pressure, but she rose to the occasion and took all the feedback we gave her willingly, most of the time. She led our offense, and even though she was a middle blocker, she played her heart out when we threw her in on the back row. We are grateful for her growth this year and for rising to the occasion that was put in front of her. This year's Lady Devil Volleyball Award and all-conference selection goes to Savannah Smith.
Next up, men's soccer. Our Smoky Mountain Conference champions and our Smoky Mountain Conference Coach of the Year, Scott Klein.
All right, first of all, if you're on the boys soccer team, please go ahead and stand up. We really enjoyed coaching this great group of young men. It's just been great to watch them throughout the season and watch how well they've improved throughout the season. It's probably, and we've talked about this before, but it's probably the most cohesive boys team that we've ever had at Swain High for soccer. It's been great just to watch how well they have worked together for a common goal. So it's been great. You guys can go and sit down now. Thanks to Carrie Powell for taking care of both of the soccer teams throughout the seasons. Also, thanks to Coach Driver for assisting me this year coaching the boys team. And also thanks to all of our team managers throughout the season. You guys were always there to help out, and basically anything we needed, you were there to help us with the team. You know, we started the season off with some certain goals that we wanted to obtain. And one of those was to win back-to-back Smoky Mountain Conference championships. And the boys really stepped up to the plate, and they were ready to go at the very beginning of the season. And they were able to basically attain that goal. And they also had a goal of making a certain distance into the playoffs, and this is the furthest a Swain soccer team on the boys' side has ever made it into the playoffs. So they played really well, and they really focused on their team goals throughout the season, and it was just great to see. So really quick, I just want to recognize the players of the games, and if you guys will just stand up. We had Cameron Phillips, Cannon Heltman, Gavin Lanning, Landon Matz, Levi Trantham, Lucas Trantham, and Matthew Gray. And for the Swain Awards, we decided to go with 2 Most Improved awards. The first player was a player who has played for 3 years, and he's played such a major role in our success. This is his first year actually as a starter, because he was always a backup to our senior goalkeeper. But this first award goes to junior Cameron Phillips. All right, the next player, he played soccer for all 3 years of high school. He's put in a ton of work in the offseason. We've really enjoyed watching his improvement. It's really crazy just watching him from his sophomore season to his junior season, just the improvement that he's made. And he's really embraced this defensive mid position on the soccer field. And it's just been great to see. This next Most Improved award goes to junior Cannon Heltman. All right, next I want to recognize the Smoky Mountain Conference and All Region Awards. This first player, he was selected by the coaches for both All Conference and All Region. And he's a player that, he was one of our anchors back in the back line on defense. He helped keep us in games throughout the season. This first player is senior Levi Trantham. The next player played the wing position for us. We could always count on him to run the field. He would help out on offense, and he would get back and help out on defense immediately, and then he would automatically have to go back to offense again. There's a lot of running in soccer, especially in that wing position. He balanced kicking for football and also playing soccer throughout the season, and this is senior Gavin Lanning. The next all-conference and all-region player was another one of our anchors back on defense. At times, we would have him push up and help out on the offense like he had the season before, but for the most part, he worked together with his brother to anchor the defense. And again, he is another one of those players that helped keep us in games, and this is senior Lucas Trantham. All right, the last player that was selected for all conference and all region, he was also selected as the player of the year for the conference and for the region. He was also selected as all state. He was second in the state at the 1A level in goals scored, and he averaged 2.1 goals per game, which is number 1 in the state. This player is junior Landon Matz. So overall, like we talked about, it's been a great season for this group of boys. So they've won the 2-time Smoky Mountain Conference championships, just 2 in a row. So it's kind of like with football. They also had to play in the spring, and then they came back and played in the fall, and they held it together the whole time. So we're very proud of them, and we'll plan to just take a team picture after the thing, because I'm not sure about getting everybody up here, but we'll go ahead and plan to do that afterwards. But thank you. Great job, guys.
I first wanted to start off with saying that we are very lucky as a sport because our girls and boys get to train together. So Coach Payne and I get to work together, and the girls and boys team get to perform and cheer each other on every race. So we're very lucky in that. If you were part of the girls cross country team, could you stand up, please? These girls train every day, sometimes coming out doing 6 to 8 miles after school. They race a 5K every week. When it comes to conference, we have to choose only 7 runners to race. Injuries cause some of our runners not to be able to perform there. And so some of these will not get recognized as an extra award today, but I wanted to recognize them anyways. And that was Sienna Hackshaw, so if you could stand. J.C. Parsons. Katie Simons. And Lila Foster. If we didn't have these girls training with us, I think some of us probably would have given up on the daily, so thank you so much for running with us. This year we won the cross-country conference, regionals, and at the end we ended up bringing home the state championship. I have a... we're gonna start with, do you have the certificates as conference first?
Yes.
All right, so we'll start with the conference. We have the Smoky Mountain Conference Runner of the Year, Arizona Blankenship. Our next 4 runners made all conference. In order to make all conference, you have to be the top 7 runners to finish. And the first one to receive Smoky Mountain all conference is Amaya Hicks. Gracie Munteith. Lily Bjerknes. And Emily Elainer. And most of these girls have to stay up here because they have more than that. Our honorable mention for Smoky Mountain Conference is these had to be in the top 15 at the race, so that's Lakin Harvey. And Lauren Linton. We made it to regionals. It was a beautiful day. These girls were super competitive. All conference, they had to race against each other because we didn't have a large amount of competition, so these top 5 girls would constantly be competing with each other. And when regionals came, we had some pretty amazing PRs, personal best for the season. Our regional runner of the year was Arizona Blankenship. All regionals went to Amaya Hicks. And our regional honorable mentions were Gracie Munteith and Emily Elainer. By the time state came, we had been training for months on end. We had some injuries, we had some sickness, we had some close family deaths, and it was just a really hard day, but they came through as a family, and we had our one and only Arizona Blankenship get #1 at state, so she is our state runner of the year. We also had 2 girls come in the top 15, and that was Amaya Hicks, so she got honorable mention, and Gracie Munteith for honorable mention. We're very lucky to have most of these girls come back next season. Emily Elainer is graduating, and Lakin Harvey gets to go to the School of Science and Math. But I'm sure that our girls that didn't get to come up here and get awards will pick up on those missing pieces. You got more? I get to give away 2 special awards as well. I have a most improved runner. They're sophomore. They came back this year, started in the high 25s, 25:51 for their 3-mile race and finished at 22:38. And she's the most improved runner of the year, and that's Lakin Harvey. And this runner, we didn't get to train with her as much as we had wanted to. She was doing more than one sport. We actually had a couple runners that would come out and just sacrifice all their time to sports. I don't know how they did anything academically, but this runner came in the season with some really high goals and hit every single one of them. And our most valuable runner is Arizona Blankenship. Our last thing, we just got recognized yesterday for the Division II Female Olympic Team winners. So we went to a big event at Grove Park Inn, and we received the Team of the Year for an Olympic sport. So we just got that yesterday. And these girls also participated in the state, I'll just pass them out. Arizona, Amaya, Gracie, Emily, Lakin, Lauren, and Lily. They got to participate this year. So thank you so much, and girls, I'll see you next year.
gonna be awful tough to follow up. Whew. State champions, 3 years ago, an opportunity presented itself to me. You know, we came here, I came here simply to watch Ben play football. I'm not gonna lie, that was my main purpose to come here, watch my son play football. Coach Blankenship saw me up in the stands one night and said, "Hey, come down here, I need a cross-country coach." And then took me out and met Coach Chatham. Next thing I know, I'm doing nothing but coaching. But I love every second of it. We had a great season on the boys' side. We had 6 sophomore runners, we had a junior, we had a senior. We ended up second in conference, and from, 3 years ago when I started here, we had, I think, just Jackson was the only one. And then, and we built upon that. And we had great success this year, finished second in conference, finished 4th in regionals, finished 6th in state, and we beat every team that beat us at regionals. So they really made a good showing at our state meet. So if you ran boys cross country this year, go ahead and stand up, be recognized. All right, so first, I want to thank you all for running for us. I mean, you volunteer your time. We don't pay you a penny. We don't give you anything but miles and miles and miles to run. Sore knees, sore ankles, torn Achilles, plantar fasciitis. And you all do that for us. You run out 6 miles and have to say, "Gosh, I've got to turn around and run back 6 miles." I mean, it's I don't know how they do it, but, thank you all for doing that. I thank the parents for letting me get an opportunity to train your kid. You put a lot of trust in us as a coach to coach your kids and make sure they're healthy. Carrie, thank you. Neil, thank you for allowing me to coach. And, it's just a great place to be in Swain. So, a lot of awards on the boys' side, too. I mean, the girls did a lot of good things, and the boys did a lot of good things. We'll start with Smoky Mountain All-Conference. Smoky Mountain Conference Runner of the Year by winning conference. 4th place at regionals, 13th at the state meet, Connor Brown. And we got 5th place at conference, designated all conference, 8th in regionals, all regionals, 32nd in state, Kane Jones. And we had another all-conference runner. He placed 7th at conference. Stay up here, Connor. He placed 14th at regionals, 28th at state, Connor Lambert. Now, if you're wondering why they're not getting trophies, they get medals at the state meet, so that's their all-conference designation. We also had all-conference honorable mention by placing 14th at conference. He placed 32nd in regionals. He placed 63rd at state, Corey Wolf. We had 17th in conference, barely missing all-conference, all-honorable mention, 54th at regionals, 88th state, Abhi Patel. Now, these 5 names I just read out, they're all sophomores, every one of them. They'll all be back, and they will probably be ranked in the top 2 coming back into the state. We have one of our seniors, 25th at conference, 61st regionals, 100th at state, Elijah Bryant. '26th at conference, Jackson Pittard. 79th at regionals, 104th at state, our senior captain, our leader, Jackson McClung. Congratulations, gentlemen. Thank you all. Jackson, come on down, Jackson. I didn't see you. Come on down. There's lots in my eyes. Just when you think you're done, they crawl you right back in. We got 2 awards to give out. We've got our most valuable runner, and it's easy to do this when in our sports because it's like, well, who did the best? Who won? We give them points for winning. We give them points for time. Our most valuable runner, Connor Brown. The most improved runner is a little bit more difficult. Come on down, Connor. Because you go from the first meet to the last meet, and sometimes brand new kids do exceptionally well in this event because they can start at the 28s and knock down to 21 pretty quick. But if it wasn't for this kid showing up this year and doing what he did from last year to this year, we would not have the success we had. So our most improved runner is Corey Wolf.
Right. JV football cheer, varsity football cheer, and varsity basketball cheer, Cassie McMahon.
If you were a varsity football or basketball cheerleader, please stand up. I just want to say that I love you girls and I appreciate you. Thank you for showing up every day. Thank you for dealing with me. Sometimes it's hard. We had 4 seasons in 1 year and you guys showed up every single day with mostly good attitudes, and I appreciate you so much. I love you guys. I also want to thank Carrie. You're my best friend. I love you so much. You do so much for me. I want to thank my mother-in-law, Joanna. She takes care of my real kids and my cheer kids. I love you so much. I'm so thankful for you. Don't take my picture while I'm standing up here, okay? And I want to thank Coach B. He always has my back. So if you're still standing up, you can sit down. This year, we had great girls on our squad. They were kind, they were helpful, they were enthusiastic. Before I give my awards, I want to shout out a few girls who were exceptional leaders on our team. First of all, Mihaela Bird and Bella Garcia. You guys stand up, please. These girls were 2 of my captains. They were amazing. They did everything that I asked them to do. They were so supportive. They were always there. Just all around great leaders for our team. I appreciate you girls so much. I would also like to thank Ayana Toynita and Brianna Riddenpaul. They were our equipment people. They made sure we had all the uniforms, all the flags, all the palms. That took so much off of my plate and Bella and Mihaela's plate, and I appreciate you girls so much. Stand up. This year, I wanted to make it a point to give my awards to people who are leaders on our team, but maybe not always get the recognition, or they're not the first ones that people say, oh, she's a great cheerleader. I wanted to look for those girls that, even though when people are not watching, they're still doing awesome things and being good leaders on our team. The first football award goes to a girl who was unable to do almost everything the entire football season. She could literally only cheer and dance. She couldn't stunt, she couldn't jump, she couldn't do any of the fun stuff. But she came every single day with a good attitude. She did what she could. She would get water. She would go take something for me because she literally couldn't do anything. She still showed up every day with a great attitude and brought so much positivity to our team, and that is Shelby Smith. Shelby was unable to come tonight. The next varsity football cheerleading award goes to a girl who is a lot like me. She's not always smiling. She's not your typical bring it on cheerleader that's in your face, being loud and obnoxious. She's always trying super hard, doing everything she can for our team. And she's grown so much since I had her in 6th grade. She was my first ever 6th grader, and that's Savannah Cunningham. I didn't see her. No, she's here. No, I don't see her. The next varsity basketball cheerleading award goes to a girl who has filled many different roles. She always does whatever I ask her to do. She's super hardworking, but she gets very nervous in public. She had a specific stunt for months when no one was looking, and finally at Pisgah, I was like, please, Abby, please just do it in front of people. And she did, and she was awesome, and I'm so proud of you, Abby, for stepping out of your comfort zone and doing something that you generally wouldn't do. This award goes to Abby Loftus. The final varsity basketball cheerleading award goes to someone who was so willing to work. It's very rare that you find someone who takes criticism so well. No matter how I say it, she's like, okay, I'll do it, and she fixes it immediately. She's so professional, she never complains. She's so mature for her age, and she brought so much to our team this year. I'm so proud of you. This award goes to Julie Donaldson. I will also be giving the award for the JV cheerleaders. McKenna had a family emergency and she couldn't be here tonight, but she really wishes that she was here to celebrate with you guys. If you were a JV cheerleader this year, please stand up. You guys can sit down. I love you. McKenna sent me a little blurb that she wanted me to read about her award. She said, the JV Cheerleading Award goes to someone who started the season off never flying before, was extremely nervous to do so. With support from her group and teammates, she quickly found the confidence in herself to face her fears and give it a try. She never gave up when it got hard and always spoke up when she needed a little extra support. She showed so much growth this year. This award goes to Jill Donaldson. Thank you, guys.
Right here. You didn't have to run. I see some folks standing in the back. Guys, we still have some seats in the front if you would like to come on down. At this time, I don't want you to have to stand the rest of the banquet. We still have some seats up front if you want to come down. All right, wrestling. Coach Tony Cochran.
Coach James couldn't be here tonight, and Coach Roper and I found out probably about 2 hours before this started that he couldn't be here, and so here we are. But he sent me a pretty detailed list. I've edited it down pretty good. But he wanted us to thank some people, and there's some people that we couldn't do what we do without. It's been said already, Miss Carrie, she takes care of us. There's times when she comes in the room that we're hoping she may be looking the other way, but she never is. She's always looking over, and so we thank you, Miss Carrie, for coming and taking care of us. For Coach Blankenship, you can ask people all around this conference, and they'll tell you the same thing, is there's not an AD like him, that he's there at everything that we have done, and so we want to thank Coach Blankenship, the administration, Miss Blankenship, Mr. Turner, and Coach Jones. We want to thank you guys so much. And then he said make sure and to thank the parents because they provide a lot of stuff for us during wrestling. As you know, wrestlers don't eat a whole lot until after weigh-ins. And then after weigh-ins, they eat a lot. And so our parents provide for us, and we appreciate that. And appreciate them coming. And then he said, last but not least, to make sure to thank the best looking coaching staff that he's ever had. Coach Roper, myself, and Coach Jones. He left little John Roper out. I don't know if that was on purpose or not, but he left him out. No, we are glad to be here. If you're a part of the varsity and JV wrestling team, would you please stand up? This year, we ended up with a 24-4 record. It was our first regular year in the new building for a practice room, and after practicing so many years at the elementary school, it was good to have that room there, and it was good to have these guys. 10 years ago, Coach James asked me to help him, and I told Coach James, I said, Coach, the only thing that I know about wrestling is an elbow off the top turnbuckle. And he said, just come and help me. Well, I found out real quickly that as you enter that room, a couple of things. Number one, you better be ready because somebody's going to grab you and try to wrestle with you, especially when Nooney's there. They're going to try to wrestle with you. And number two, I found out just the sacrifice that these young men, and Coach Roper will talk about the young ladies here in just a moment, put in every day in the room, out of the room, whether it be on the bus, at all-day tournaments, whatever it is. And every year we have a special group of seniors. Normally we get them when they're at about the 6th grade. They start coming out, and we get to see them as just kids coming out learning to wrestle. And then as they graduate and through those years, we get to watch them become young men. And every group has their special, unique things that they put towards you and they give you. And I was thinking, as we're getting ready to recognize our seniors, the things that they've done throughout our program, I was thinking that I only hope that in later life that I've impressed upon them the same things that they have impressed upon me. And I want to recognize those 4 seniors that we had this year. John Parton, if you're here, come on down. Adam Cotterman. Carson Taylor. Come down here, Nooney. Follow directions, dude. Hey, hurry up. And last but not least, a young man that we've got to watch just kind of come out of his shell over the years. Another one that always wants to grab you. Coach Roper's got a good excuse. He's only got one leg, but I didn't have that excuse. But Connor Driver. Connor, you come down here. We would like to recognize our 4 all-conference wrestlers this year. We'll begin with Kel Stevenson. John Parton. Austin Jenkins. And Gabe Lillard. Next, we'll recognize our regional and state qualifiers. We ended up with 7 qualified for state and had a very good tournament there at regionals and in state. Kel Stevenson was our 113-pound regional qualifier for state and wrestled at the state tournament. Owen Craig was our 126-pound wrestler. Come on. Adam Cotterman was our 138-pound wrestler, and he finished 3rd in state this year. Gabe Lillard was our 170-pound wrestler, and he finished 4th in state this year. Blake Sane was our 195-pound wrestler, and he finished 3rd in state this year. Carson Taylor was our 220-pound wrestler, and his first full year and a half of wrestling, and he set a goal to wrestle in the finals at the state tournament, and he did. He finished 2nd this year. So Carson Taylor was our runner-up, our state runner-up at 220 pounds. And Tyson Nadeau was our heavyweight wrestler at the state tournament, and he finished 3rd this year. So you guys give these guys a round of applause.
All right, I'd just like to talk a minute about our girls wrestling program. Girls wrestling is the fastest growing sport in the nation, and it's not even close. While a lot of sports nationally, especially since the COVID pandemic, are struggling just to maintain numbers and interest across the nation, girls wrestling is thriving. 3 years ago, we made our first concentrated effort into the sport of girls wrestling here in Swain County. We had seen a single girl come out from time to time, from year to year for the boys team, but we never had a program with its own identity. Once we made the commitment to facilitate an opportunity for our girls to train with other girls and compete against other girls, our program has taken off and been a model in the state of North Carolina. This past season, the Swain County High School wrestling coaching staff was recognized as the North Carolina Wrestling Staff of the Year by the National Wrestling Coaches Association for the work we have done to further and promote the sport of female wrestling in our state. So it's pretty cool stuff. This year we had 10 ladies wrestle for us. Our ladies went 7-0 in dual team matches, so that's our girls team against another girls team from another school, and we competed in 5 regular season girls only tournaments. We had 4 ladies qualify for the women's state championships. Please come down if you're here when I call your name. Emmy Everhart. Emmy finished the season with a record of 16-8. Tasia Neto. Tasia finished the season with a record of 20-8. Erica Wachacha. Erica finished the season with a record of 11-7. And Anisette Cooper. I know she's here. Anisette, in her first year ever wrestling, finished the season with a record of 16-10 and was a state qualifier. Also, finishing the season at the Women's Invitational Tournament, which ran alongside the state championship tournament, were Pippa Bridges, J.C. Parsons, and Savannah Cunningham. We're excited that all 7 of the ladies I just mentioned are underclassmen and will return next year, in addition to a large group of girls we have coming up from the middle school who've wrestled several years at that level. I'd also like to recognize 2 of our wrestlers who were not able to compete with us at the postseason state tournament, but were also both qualifiers for the state tournament. They had to choose between basketball senior night and the state tournament, as they competed not only in wrestling, but were the cheer captains. They wrestled for us for 2 years, and they both wrestled in the state tournament and were qualifiers in the state wrestling tournament as a junior, and that's Isabel and Chloe Lambert. We look forward to seeing what's in store for these ladies as the North Carolina High School Athletic Association has officially sanctioned female wrestling as a varsity sport starting in the 2023-24 season. So we're excited about that and can't wait to see what's to come. Thank you.
First of all, Connor Driver, I forgot to mention on my sheet, I have my notes, but sometimes I look over things. He is going to continue his football career at Carson Newman. Congratulations, Connor. Let me do it for you. Since Coach Sales not got any guts to get up here, she forgot to have the volleyball team to stand up. If y'all please stand up at this time. Thank y'all. All right, Coach Griffith, JV girls basketball and varsity girls basketball.
First of all, I want to thank my wife for allowing me to take this job, and the countless hours during the season and off season that I spend with these girls, if it's one or if it's all of them. Even when I'm home, I'm not home during the season. Thank you so much for enduring all that, and still right now you still endure it. So thank you so much. I love you. All right. Next, first of all, we're going to look at the JV girls. If you're part of the JV girls team, please stand up. These JV girls, they finished second in the conference. This first year we've had a team in a few years. And then finished second in the tournament, which I thought we was going to have that game, but it was so close. We'll get them next year. This year's award is the coach's award that I think is more important than points, steals, defense, anything of that is the coach's award because of the improvement you make from the beginning of the year to the end of the year. And this award goes to Addison Jenkins. Good job, Meg. All right. If you're part of the varsity girls program, will you please stand up? We recognize. All right, if your name is called, will you please come up here and stay up here until it's over? This year, I know it's tough having a new coach coming in, especially you seniors, of knowing what to expect and what's going to happen. But I thought you did a really good job of not folding early when we didn't have much success. It meant a lot to see your growth as a team, to buy into each other and buy into this program, buy into these coaching staff. Thank you so much for that. This year's Defensive Player of the Year award goes to somebody that locked down two of the top 10 highest scores in 1A basketball between Robbinsville and Cherokee is Maya Hicks. Next is our Offensive Player of the Year. She carried us in some games, and without having somebody to go to in crunch time is very difficult, especially in state playoffs. In our first round, you come out hot, and it started the motor for us, the upset drawn, and a big win that nobody probably believed it was going to win in state. And this award goes to Maisie Heltman. Next award that I want to go to is another coach's award. With all the hard work at the beginning of the year to the end of the year. Sorry. This player has meant so much to me. It made me a better coach from day one till the last day I've had with her. And I'm thankful that hopefully she gets hired back as an assistant coach. And this award goes to Ms. Hannah Brown. Next is honorable mention. I wish I could give more all conferences, but I can't. I think she was well deserving. She locked down the paint for us, come up big, especially late when we was making our little run in the playoffs. She held one of the best post presence in the state in 1A basketball to a game high of 10 points when she averaged 22 and like 10 rebounds. This award goes to Miss Savannah Smith. These next two awards is all conference. Again, without these two, our team definitely wouldn't have started making our growth. And these two, sorry about that. These two awards go to Miss Amaya Hicks and Major Helpman. Yeah, I said amazing. I just put both at the same time, sorry. I don't know exactly about the stats on this next award or when the last one was, but it goes to a senior that, decided to come back and bought into exactly what we wanted to do, even though she didn't have our best year here at Swain, stat-wise. Points per game was down, but she bought into playing as a team and working together and team over me. And I'm grateful that we had the opportunity to get a selection of 13 all district, and this award goes to Miss Maisie Helpman. That's it. Oh, last and not least, but thank you for coming here tonight. I just want to thank all the players and parents for their dedication and hard work over this past year and all the support that you've shown and allowing your children to be a part of this program. And for your seniors, thank you for the honor. It's been an honor and the opportunity to coach you your senior year and setting the standard for this girls program moving forward. Thank you.
JV boys basketball, Kobe High, and varsity boys basketball, Coach Scotty McMahon.
All right. I've had the pleasure of working with Scotty for the past couple of years, so I've learned how you're supposed to start these things. And I'd like to start with thanking my wife for all of her support throughout the basketball season. Listen to me gripe and moan. Secondly, I'd like to thank Joanna for keeping the books and supplying me with my pre-diabetic Jolly Ranchers. I noticed the closer the game, the more Jolly Ranchers that I ate, so thank you, Joanna. I'd like every member of the undefeated regular season Smoky Mountain Conference champ JV boys basketball team to stand up at this time. All right, y'all can sit down. We had an outstanding season with lots of positives. Going undefeated is not easy, and they battled through a lot of adversity as a team on numerous occasions. They practiced hard and competed in everything they did, whether it was shooting left-handed layups for 20 minutes and having to run if you didn't shoot the most. When you have a group like that, it's hard to really pick out an individual to give out an MVP to, but I think that everyone on the team would agree that the guy getting this award led us through the tough times and the good times, and that's Mr. Reese Winchester.
Well, I would thank my wife, but she decided not to come. She's at home watching Housewives of Beverly Hills, so she didn't make it. If you are a member of the varsity boys team, please stand up. First off, anytime you got 16 kids on a team and you got to play 5 of them, it can be a long season. And when you play 28 ball games, it's always not going to be the best situation at times, but I want to thank you, thank your parents for this season. We won 18 ball games, had a chance to win a conference championship. Unfortunately, we played an undefeated state champion for most of the year, and sometimes it goes that way for you. Some other people that we want to thank as far as our basketball team goes is our clock keepers, Jason Lambert, Paul Crawley, and Michael Turner. Scorekeepers, Joanna McMahon, Jeff Stevenson, and Sonny Blankenship. Bones Kirkland, who I hope he's at home watching this, and his staff for making sure that we have the best facility to play in on any time we go in there. Maroon Devil Network, Kerry Powell, and then our two coaches that was with me this year, Ramius Smith and Colby Hyatt. So, thanks, man. Appreciate it. We have two awards we're going to give out first before we do kind of our All-Star and our All-Star Mount Commerce selection. And I tried to do something a little bit different. I wasn't trying to copy Cassie and find something that kids may not get all the recognition for. But the first kid is a kid that unfortunately didn't make the team as a freshman. Continued to work on his game throughout his career, and it's somebody who's kind of been a staple point for our team and how he conducts himself, and that goes to Talib Will Walker. The second award, it kind of gives the same thing, and I didn't really know what else to call it other than the Maroon Devil Basketball Award. The same situation, young man didn't make it as a freshman, has worked on his game. He comes in my fourth period every day and shoots. He's got 1,000 different nicknames going on right now with his basketball game, and that award goes to Trevor Jones. All right, the next is we're going to recognize 5 individuals for their All-Star, their Honorable Mention All-Conference, or All-Conference. The first gentleman is a guy who played in the Midwest All-Star game. Honorable Mention All-Conference is Cameron Blankenship. Second guy, again, played in the Midwest All-Star game, Honorable Mention All-Conference, and he was a scholarship recipient from the game. I think there was only 2 handed out, and he won it. That's Cooper Hyatt. We had another Midwest All-Star Game selection player and All-Smoky Mountain Conference, Carter Kirkland. One more Midwest All-Star selection and All-Conference, 2-time All-Conference over his career, it's Donovan Groenwald. And the last guy, I'm going to try not to get too emotional about talking about him, but every so often you get a kid that comes through your program and changes how you view life and how you view things, and probably impacts you way more than you could ever impact them. And words really can't describe what this young man means to me, my family, and this school. I'm going to stop now, Isaiah, because I'm getting emotional, but Isaiah Collins, Midwest All-Star.
All right, indoor track. We have, since it's the same person, women's and men's, Coach Payne, Smoky Mountain Conference Coach of the Year for both, Coach Payne. And our state champions for indoor track, our girls.
Okay, so I got my notes back. So there's a couple of people I forgot. I didn't forget, I just kind of forgot. For cross country, I do, and I need to thank the EBCI. They allowed us the use of Kadua, and because they did that, we hosted our home meets there, we hosted regionals there, and we hosted the 1A West Regionals there 2 years ago in the snow, and it was called the best 1A Regionals ever, simply because of the elk, the snow. It was just gorgeous. So I'd like to thank the EBCI for that. For indoor, and she's on here, I didn't forget her, I need to thank my wife. This is the first one of these she's ever been to with me. And indoor takes a lot of time. Indoor takes a lot away from you and a lot away from your family. And so I need to thank Rachel for allowing me to do this, because she is the one I do it for. All right, so girls did something that someone said we could never do. That something said a 1A team can never win an indoor track meet, an indoor state championship, because we're competing against 2A schools. We're competing against every charter school in the state, it seems like. We run our meets outside. It's called the polar bear season. I tried to grow my hair to keep warm, and by the end of the season, I said, God, it's all falling out. I can't even grow hair anymore. And they just had a really, really successful season. 2019, 2020, we decided to kind of revamp this program. We ran to 3 girls, 3 juniors at the time, who really moved us forward. And Monica and Jess and Natalie really, or Jenna, put us on the map. Last year, SCHS took indoor from us. Said it's too dangerous because of COVID. So we didn't do it. This year we came out with a chip on our shoulders. The girls coming off a state championship. The boys coming off a 2nd place regionals, or 4th place regionals, 8th place state, 6th place state. We're going to do something special this year. First year ever, indoor track is recognized as an SMC sport, Smoky Mountain Conference sport. We had a chance to make history. Larger prize was in our sights, especially for the girls. I could see it, but I don't know if the girls could see it. I knew they saw it when I was sitting up right before state, 10 o'clock at night, putting down points, thinking, oh, I think we can win this. I think we can win these. I started thinking of backup plans, secondary plans. And then Amaya Hicks walks by me. She said, wait, you mean we can win this? And I think that's the first time the girls actually thought we have a chance to win this state championship. So before I go forward, girls, stand up. These girls, they'll keep standing. Do not sit down yet. It is not time to sit down. You all need to be recognized. You all. You made state history. You made Swain history. You're the first team to win an indoor state title. The first 1A team to win a 1A, 2A state title. That deserves all the applause we can give. And with that title, the first 1A, they also became the first school to win an indoor championship without having an individual winner. Again, more history. I mean, it was just a fantastic day for us, fantastic girls. 2021 1A, 2A indoor state championships right here. Ooh, about knocked it off. So I'm very, very proud of you. Very proud that they won the Smoky Mountain Conference Championship as well. You all can sit down now. You all stood long enough. You all have had a long year. And because it's been a long year and because they had such success, we got a lot of names to call to come up here. And track, indoor track, outdoor track, it's the same thing. To win all conference, you have to win at conference. You can win all year, but if you lose at conference, you're not all conference. 2nd place gets you honorable mention. There's no regionals in indoor, so there's no regional championships, but we do have state. To go to state, top 4 becomes all state. So I'm going to read off some names of these girls. Girls, you come up, get your awards, get your certificates, whatever we can get you as quick as we can. So we'll start. Arizona Blankenship, 4-time all-conference, 3-time all-state. Billy Bjerknes, all-conference. Karina Klein, Anisette Cooper, Lila Foster. If I call your name, come on up. I want you all need to be recognized. You all are state champions. Lakin Harvey, all-conference honorable mention, state performer. Sienna Hackshaw, all-conference, state performer. Amaya Hicks, 2-time all-conference, 2-time all-state. Laura Linton, all-conference, all-state. Milani Linton, All-Conference, honorable mention. Gracie Monteith, All-Conference, All-State. J.C. Parsons, Amelia Rogers, All-Conference, All-State. Katie Simons, Julie Smith, State Performer. Kirsten Smith, All-Conference, honorable mention, State Performer. Gracie Sutton, All-Conference, All-State. Sarah Beth Sutton, Alden Thomas. Isabella Walker, All-Conference, honorable mention, State Performer. Cora Watkins, All-Conference, honorable mention, State Performer. And Hannah Wingate. Woo, you all come on down. Probably could have went slower, but we're track. We got to go fast, and they're state champions.
Well, congratulations, guys.
Okay, so just to sum this up, they're the first ever Smoky Mountain Conference Girls Champions. They're the first ever Sway Maroon Devil Indoor State title. They're the first 1A team to ever win the 1A, 2A Indoor State Championship. So again, I mean, this is just loads of goodness, loads of good stuff. Proud of every one of them. And while you all are still up here, I might as well just do our awards. Woo! Most valuable player field. Field events consist of jumps. It consists of pole vault. They consist of throws. This young woman started pole vaulting as probably a freshman when I first met her, but she just kept getting better and better and better. Placed second this year at the state meet, won conference in the pole vault. Our most valuable field, Amelia Rogers. Congratulations. Our most valuable player track. This is a person that just runs. And she runs, and she runs, and she runs, and she never stops running. We'll say, go do a couple miles easy. She's back in 10 minutes. I said, easy. I'm not tired, Coach. Whatever we needed to do, she did. And she never balked at it. So our most valuable track, Arizona Blankenship. And one more because they won state. We thought, hey, we can get one more in here. We got to look at all these girls. Can't just give two out. This person's most valuable sprint, because indoor is more than just distance and it's more than just throws and jumps. It is sprint. And this young lady worked her butt off tirelessly to get to the state meet in the 500. She got down to like 0.2 of a second 2 weeks before. 0.2 of a second. And that's how you make it a state. You don't win a race, you've got to hit a qualifying time. And if you don't hit it, you don't go. This young lady made it and placed the state, became All-State, Amaya Hicks. All right, so one more round of applause for the history-making Thank you, ladies. Woo. And now, not to be outdone, because these boys are tired of watching these girls win all this stuff, and they're like, I'm tired of it. And a couple of them said, I'm tired of it. We're going to go out and win state this year, too. And they really put forth a great, great effort at it. But what they did do is they won the first ever Smoky Mountain Conference Indoor Conference Championship. So boys, if you ran indoor track, please stand up, because you all are champions also. You need to be recognized as such. Whew, okay, so we went to a lot of meets. The boys went to a lot of meets. They did not lose to one 1A or 2A school, and all the meets we went to until we went to the state meet. And that's when we saw all these charter schools, which we got something for them next year because all these kids are coming back except for one. We have the following boys. They were named all conference. And again, you have to win at conference to be named all conference. So when I call your name, guys, come up. Connor Lambert, 2-time all conference. Austin Jenkins, all conference and a state qualifier. Kane Jones, 3-time all conference. Abhi Patel, 2-time all conference. This is one of my favorite ones because this is the boy who, you know, when I first came here 3 years ago, was just a sophomore, and we kind of just bonded. I was like, boy, you're my dog, and I just love this kid, and I put him in a race. I said, I think we can win this race because I needed him to be all conference at some point in his life, and he ran his heart out in this. All conference 4x4. Jackson McClung, get down here, Jackson. Gavin Rowland, all conference. Corey Wolf, all conference. Super freshy fresh, Kelly McCullough. He's all conference. Get down here, Kelly. Matthew Gray, all conference, state performer. Now, and I didn't say this with the girls, but anybody you heard up here who was all conference, they are also now the Smoky Mountain Conference record holder by virtue of that win. So these are all conference record holders at the moment. The following are named Smoky Mountain Conference honorable mentions: Jackson Pittard and Spencer Rowland. Hold still, gentlemen. Good golly. All right, so 2 more awards, and then I'll shut up. I know we got a lot going on tonight. Man, look, this is great stuff. Great, great stuff, and we're here to celebrate these young men and women. Most valuable track. I mean, he did it. I mean, you deserve it. 3-time all-conference performer. Most valuable track, Kane Jones. And if you have never came to one of our track meets, if you've never seen one of them, go online. Look at this young man. He is one of the best, not only in our conference, not only in our state, but in our country. He will compete against people from all over, and everybody watches him. Everywhere he goes, college coaches are like, ooh, who's that kid? I want that kid. I want that kid. He broke the indoor state record. The kid going against him broke it too. And then they broke it again. And then they're like, it was just, I mean, everybody's watching this pole vault event between these 2 young men. And it's hard to say our most valuable player field isn't this kid, because he's just awesome and he's going to do great things. Most valuable field, Matthew Gray. And I got more. No, I'm just kidding. I don't have more to say.
All right, some of y'all, once we start this way, 1, your plaques aren't in yet, COVID. Number 2, the track team, we just got done, so Coach Rober wanted to wait after the state meet to do those. And then if we won a conference championship, you will be getting a patch for a team. Those have been ordered, not in yet. I can't promise anything. When they come in, I will let you know, and I'll give them to the coaches so they can get them to you. The all-conference patches, the small ones, those are also on their way. And once they get here, I will let you know and give them to your coaches so they can get them to you. So don't think you're not going to get them. They're just not here yet, okay? Varsity girls soccer, Smoky Mountain Conference champions, Coach of the Year, Coach Scott Klein.
All right. First of all, if you played on the girls' soccer team, please stand up. This season was definitely a season of overcoming obstacles. It definitely was. Our season started off really strong, and I think the first half of the season, we won every game except for Smoky Mountain, I believe, but we beat lots of 2A and 3A schools that we were not expected to beat, and teams that actually were in the top 10 in the state at 2A and 3A also. But halfway through the season, we ended up with some injuries that kind of put us behind a little bit. And we ended up with 3 seniors that basically were 4-year starters for the soccer team. And they all were injured at halfway through the season. And, you know, we had numerous conversations throughout the season. We had numerous conversations about how to overcome obstacles and focused on that through our book studies and just the pregame. We would have all those different conversations, and the girls could have just dropped their head and given up at that point. But they continued fighting. They continued fighting for the rest of the season. And we even had some young players that really stepped it up. So overall, it was a really good season. And, you know, we were co-Smoky Mountain Conference champions. And the girls, they fought all the way to the end, even in the playoffs. We finished up last week, losing to a charter school, but they played good all the way throughout the season. And first of all, I want to go ahead and thank, before I go to the awards, thank Kendall Cochran also. She's such a great asset to the team and to the whole soccer program as a whole, so we appreciate her. Now moving on to the awards. First, let me go ahead and, just like with the boys, I'm going to recognize the players of the game throughout the season. If you guys could just stand up to be recognized. Anna Gray, Audrey Zelinka, Avery Maples, Cora Watkins, Elkie Reiner, Emmy Fuller, Jaden Perez, Karina Klein, Kaylee Simmons, Maisie Helpman, Maya Burrows-Kerr, and Sophie Matz. All right, for the Swain Awards, we also decided to go with 2 Most Improved Awards. This first player, she's played for 4 years for us, and she's played many years before that also. And she played a major role in our back line on defense. And she really stepped it up here on her senior year and has been a strong, positive voice for our team. This player is Jade Henry. This next player played soccer for the first time this year in high school. As the season progressed, she no longer looked like a new player and looked more like a veteran player. She's one of those who worked hard and worked her way into the starting lineup. She's a junior, and this player is Cora Watkins. Now looking at the conference awards, we had 1 player selected for conference honorable mention. This player has played a major role in the team for all 4 years. She's now been part of 2 conference championships, and her season ended halfway through the season this year with an injury, but she's been a major role player for our soccer program. This player is senior Jaden Perez. We had 4 players that were recognized for both all-conference and all-region. The first player is a player who was tied with the most goals scored for our team and the conference when she got injured. She has also been a part of 2 conference championships and was our leading scorer last year. This player is senior Kaylee Simmons. This next player led our team and the conference in assists. She's 3rd in the state at the 1A level in assists. She also averages more assists than any player in the state per game. This player is freshman Karina Klein. This next player is a key fixture in our back line. She's our leader in steals and clears, and we rely on her a lot to keep us in games. Every once in a while, she also pushes up and adds a goal. This player is sophomore Anna Gray. This last player was selected for all conference and all region. She led both our team and the conference in goals scored. She finished third in the western part of the state in goals scored and sixth in the whole state at the 1A level. She was also selected as the Smoky Mountain Conference Player of the Year. And I also just found out yesterday that she was selected as All-State. This player is senior Maisie Hiltman.
Alrighty, golf, Coach Josh Crisp.
All righty, will the golf team please stand up, be recognized. So this first award goes to the most improved golfer. This is the first time I had him this year. He's a freshman, so he'll be coming back as a sophomore. He's got a bright future ahead of him in golf. So most improved this year is Landon Harrison. Just kidding.
We'll get it in.
We'll get it in. This next award, I need to thank Coach Schuler for letting me have him during baseball season. So he's playing baseball as a third baseman, and after practice, he would run up to the golf course to practice. And he went from shooting in the mid to high 90s on 18 holes to shooting a career best 82 at the conference and placing all conference. And so this year's most valuable golfer award goes to Will Jenkins. And our other all-conference award winner this year, senior Joe Eagleman. These next three awards are ones I come up with myself. I was talking to Coach B about it. I had two of these girls in my third grade class back at East Elementary, and I got to actually coach them in golf. They never got to compete in a match, but they came to practice every day, and they never complained. They always put forth their best effort. They always worked hard. They always had a smile on their face. And I had to come up with a quote. This is the Perseverance Award, but I came up with a quote by the famous Bobby Jones. Golf is the closest game to the game we call life. And these girls are going to be very successful, as all these golfers will be successful one day. But I came up with this award, Perseverance Award, for Hannah Brown and Angel Parsons and Serena Patel. Thank you.
Varsity girls softball, Coach Burrow.
know about y'all, but I was just glad I could find my dress clothes again. Even happier still that I can sort of fit into them. So at this point, I'd like for our players to please stand. Sit down. I want to start by thanking each of them for the honor of coaching them this year. I'd also like to thank my wife. She's not here either. She's in Italy right now, but I know that thanking her is how we're still married after 34 years. So I want to thank our fantastic assistant coaches this year, Coach Hyatt, Coach Brown, and Coach Jones for the job they did, and their families for allowing them to come out and do what they do. I can't say enough about what a tremendous job each of these coaches did for our team this season. We started our season 0-8, and honestly, those felt like we were a punching bag. But against Hazel, something clicked with our team, and we finished our season going 6-5. If you watched us at all this season, it was not hard to see the vast improvement this team showed from the first day to the last. It was amazing to watch from a coaching standpoint. We actually had practices where I knew we were better after practice than we had been before. This group was a true team. If one of them got a hit, they were all getting a hit. If one made a great defensive play, there was going to be another one that followed. And yeah, you guessed it, if one of them made an error, they all made an error. And if you followed us all year, you know that's true. In all seriousness, it was a great year. This group was a dream to be around on a daily basis. They celebrated success with each other in amazing ways. They counted on each other day in and day out, and in the end, they became a family that truly loved each other. I would take this group today and play 20 more games if we could, just so they could be together. Before our season started, I wasn't sure that we would even have enough players to field a team this year. We had no idea who would pitch or catch for us, but God blessed us because 14 angels came down that hill that day to practice. They came to our program at what most people thought would be our lowest point, and they revitalized it with their attitude, their energy, and their work ethic. And I, for one, will be forever grateful for them and what they meant to our program and to me personally. At this time, I want to recognize them, each of them, all 14, by giving them the most improved certificates that they so richly deserve. So when you call your name, would you please come down? If you're here, Candace Crisp, Maya Adams, Faith Woodard, Tori Johnson, Kaylee Parker, Savannah Smith, Bree Wesley, Savannah Loftus, Addison Jenkins, Leah Tranner, Kirsten Smith, Haley Woodard, Hannah Schuler, and Maddie Spates. While they're up here, we'll recognize our honorable mention all-conference performers, Haley Woodard and Hannah Schuler. And our lone all-conference member, Maddie Spates. It is loud. You girls can sit down, thank you.
Give me 2 claps and a Ric Flair. Yeah.
Yeah, we had some fun. Our first award tonight goes to someone who epitomized who we are and, more importantly, how far we came this season. From day one until our last day, she worked hard to get better. She admitted her mistakes, asked questions, held herself accountable, took extra reps, and as the season went on, she slowly became a leader. Someone who would hold others accountable to standards we were setting. In short, she grew up right before our eyes, and it was amazing to see. I'm extremely proud of her for her growth this season as a person as much as a player. This year, our Lady Devil Award goes to Hannah Schuler. Our second award is our Most Valuable Player. This young lady grew as much as any of our players this year as well. She led our team in hitting all season, but more importantly, she oozed confidence, which is something that she was weak in. She worked all of last season to make herself into an elite hitter, and she was successful, finishing with a team-high 491 batting average and 21 RBIs. She was our only all-conference player this season. We would have been lost without her. She instilled confidence in all of her teammates. Our MVP is Maddie Spates.
Yeah.
Thank you.
JV Baseball, Coach Haney.
All right, first off, I'd like to make sure to recognize Grayson Beck. Unfortunately, his name was left off this list, so I apologize. JV Baseball, if you guys want to stand up. Had a kind of a rough year. With COVID for the last couple of years, haven't had JV baseball. This year we did, but nobody in the conference wanted to play except Robbinsville. So we ended up playing Robbinsville 4 times this year. Of course, we beat them all 4, which is a good thing. But these guys are fabulous. It's been great working with you guys for the last couple of years. Look forward to more in the future. I want to thank Miss Carrie Powell. I know everybody does, but she is a fabulous lady and does a fabulous job for us. Another one, Miss Erin Southerns, who kept score for me. Mr. Ellis, who helped me out as much as anytime I needed something, Mr. Ellis was going to help me. The one I want to thank is, I've worked at several schools in several different states, and nobody works harder or does more for kids than Miss Joanna McMahon. She takes more pictures of kids all throughout this school. It's absolutely wonderful how she treats every one of these kids like they're hers. So I want to thank her for sure. And with baseball, it's easy to have an MVP. It's easy to know, what you're looking with and what you're working with because of the fact that you can do it based on batting average. And this year, our award will go to Rowan Ellis, who had a fabulous year this year, being our leadoff hitter. Thank you.
Varsity Boys Baseball, Smoky Mountain Conference Champs, Coach of the Year, Coach Tyler Schuler.
But varsity baseball players, please stand. We'll start off with honorable mention. We had 2, Cameron Blankenship and Will Jenkins. We had 4 all-conference selections. Our first one was Carter Hayes. Our second one was Gabe Lillard. Our third one was the Conference Pitcher of the Year, Charlie Collins. And our fourth one was the Conference Player of the Year, Carson Taylor. Thank you very much. Sorry, and the FYN Player of the Year was Carter Hayes. And the FYN Pitcher of the Year was Charlie Collins.
Boys track, Smoky Mountain Conference Coach of the Year, Coach N. Roper.
All right, first I'd like to start by thanking some people. First off, I'd like to thank these coaches that I'm so blessed to coach with. I think we have one of the best running program staffs around, if not the best. And really the proof's right here in the pudding. You know, all 3 major championships with the ladies and boys programs are just really doing great things. And so thank you for letting me coach with you. I appreciate that. I'd also like to thank our administration, both in the athletic department, at the school level, at the county level, to do everything they can to support us, and we just thank them for that. Also, Ms. Carrie Powell for everything she does to try to keep us healthy and in competition whenever possible, and also to my beautiful wife for doing without me without the spring, because I'm not home a whole lot. And so I appreciate you, honey. I'd like to ask that the members of the 2022 boys track and field team stand up at this time and be recognized. This was really a banner year for our boys track program. It had been almost 19 years, or almost 20 years, it had been 19 years since our boys had won a conference championship in outdoor track and field. And these athletes not only won a conference championship this year, but they absolutely dominated it, outdistancing second place Murphy in the conference meet by a score of 217 points to 114. We then went on to finish second in the Western region. That's the highest ever finish for a boys outdoor track program in school history, and 6th overall at the state meet. And I want to speak just a moment directly to you boys track athletes out there. As our program continues to grow, and I believe it will, and win championships down the road, you'll be able to look back and say, I was part of the foundation of the success of this boys track program, because you guys really moved us forward this year, and you have a lot to be proud of. So congratulations. We had 10 boys named Smoky Mountain All Conference. If you could please come forward and receive your certificate as I call your name. Connor Brown, Connor Brown was also voted by the Smoky Mountain Conference track coaches as Runner of the Year. Kane Jones. Connor Lambert. Avi Patel. Cooper Hyatt. Gavin Lanning. Cameron Blankenship. Josh Collins. Dawson Cody. And Matthew Gray. We also have 3 boys who were named honorable mention all conference. If you could come forward also. Joe Glaspie. Kellen McCullough. And Isaiah Collins. And we have the conference awards for these young men. The regional and state awards we do not have ready, as we just got finished about 2 days ago. But we have 5 boys who are recognized as 1A All-Western Region and also 1A All-State in track and field. So please step forward when I call your name. Matthew Gray. Connor Brown. Connor Lambert. Kane Jones. And Avi Patel. We have one other recognition to make for the boys team, Matthew Gray. Matthew is now the back-to-back state champion in pole vault as he defended his title this past weekend with a new 1A state record vault of 15 feet 2 inches. I present to you your state champion, Matthew Gray. Thank you, gentlemen. Now I'd like to ask now that all members of the North Carolina High School Athletic Association 1A State Champion Girls Track and Field Team stand and be recognized. And about this season with these girls, just wow. I haven't had a lot of time to process the state meet from Saturday. I had to work today, so we're busy working towards the end of school stuff going on, and I had to sleep yesterday, so I just had to spend a lot of time with it in my mind. But I was thinking this morning as I was preparing for tonight about a conversation I had with a longtime local track and field coach when I first took this position as the head coach at Swain County 7 years ago, when I had reached out to him just to kind of see who was the competition I needed to seek out to make us better in Western North Carolina, what were the specific meets I needed to try to get my kids into to allow them to improve, because it had been about 15 years since I'd coached track in Western North Carolina. And at the end of our conversation, and it'll just always kind of stick with me, he said, "Coach," he said, "I know you had some success where you're coming from, but it's really pretty much impossible to win an outdoor state title in the mountains." And because he said this, and this part he was right about, the point system at any given track meet is geared to favor the sprinters. And the sprinters generally come from the eastern part of the state. But since we had that conversation 7 years ago, 3 out of the 6 outdoor state titles for the ladies came right here from Swain County High School. And I firmly believe it would have been 4 out of 7 had COVID not shut us down in 2020, because we were something to behold that year too. And ladies, anytime you win a championship in a varsity sport, you know, and I don't care if it's a conference championship in ping pong, it's difficult. You know, that's a hard thing to do. And when you're talking about winning a championship at a state level, that's just absolutely extraordinary. There are 120 1A schools in the state of North Carolina. that have a track and field program. And you were the only ones to walk out of A&T Saturday with a state title. So congratulations to you. That is just an amazing accomplishment. This was a hard-earned championship. This was a hard-won championship. And really every single point in every single event from every single athlete we took with us was vital in being able to do what we did. And I'm just so proud of you. You are conference champions this year. You ladies outdistanced second place Robbinsville by a score of, get this, 239 to 114 in the conference meet. We had 10 ladies recognized at the all-conference, and as I call your name, if you'll come down and receive your certificate and just stay up here because we'll have a few more recognitions coming. Arizona Blankenship. Maisie Helpman. Arizona and Maisie were also voted by the Smoky Mountain Conference coaches as co-runners of the year this year in the Smoky Mountain Conference. Amaya Hicks. Lily Bjerknes. Gracie Monteith. Maya Burrows-Kerr. Sienna Hackshaw. Isabella Walker. Gracie Sutton. And Amelia Rogers. We also had 3 girls recognized as honorable mention all conference. If you'll come down also to receive your award, Milani Linton. Savannah Smith. And Alden Thomas. You ladies are also the 1A Western Regional Champions. Going into the Western Regional Championship, we were, Mountain Island Charter was favored to defeat us by over 30 points. And with 2 events left, we found ourselves down 17 points. But after the 2 mile, with 1 event left, we were tied for first. With only the 4x400 left to run, and us ranked first and Mountain Island Charter ranked right behind us in second in the region. Our ladies ran an amazing race. They set their personal best mark of the season, and they secured that Western Regional Championship. We had 7 girls recognized as all 1A Western Region. If you could just please step forward when I call your name. Arizona Blankenship. Gracie Monteith. Maisie Helpman. Amaya Hicks. Isabella Walker. Sienna Hackshaw. And Amelia Rogers. Heading into the state meet, we were predicted by NC Mile Split to finish 3rd behind Mountain Island Charter and North Rowan. And with 4 events left in the meet heading into the 800, now check this out, this is just kind of mind-boggling to me. We trailed North Rowan by 31 points. And in the 800, we got 13 points from Arizona Blankenship and Amaya Hicks. And then the 2 mile, we got 13 points from Arizona Blankenship and Gracie Monteith. And then in the 4x4, trailing by 5 points going into the final event, our girls pulled out a 2nd place finish, scoring 8 points to win this thing by 3. Just absolutely, my heart's still racing from it. It's just an absolutely amazing finish. We did have 8 girls who were recognized as all-state in track and field. Please step forward when I call your name. Arizona Blankenship. Amaya Hicks. Maisie Helpman. Gracie Monteith. Sienna Hackshaw. Isabella Lambert. Walker, sorry. I was doing girls wrestling earlier today too, so. Alden Thomas. And Amelia Rogers. Now if I could get Arizona Blankenship, Amaya Hicks, Maisie Hellman, and Gracie Monteith to step forward, please. These ladies are the members of our 4x800 meter relay team, and I want to present to you the 4x800 meter relay state champions. Amelia Rogers, if you could step forward. Where did you go? Amelia defended her state championship title this past weekend in pole vault and set the Swain High School record with a vault of 10 foot 1 inch. I present to you your state champion in pole vault, Amelia Rogers. We now have some individual team awards to hand out. If you'll please come forward to receive your award when your name is called. First, I'm going to ask Coach Marr to step forward to present the Tyler Bowman Memorial Scholarship. Ladies, you can have a seat.
So Tyler Bowman was a former athlete here at Swain County High School that many of you will remember. He was a wrestler, a member of the cross-country team, as well as men's track. Tyler was tragically taken from us almost 10 years ago. Tyler left a legacy of team first, dedication to his sport. He was a great teammate and a fierce competitor. Every year, a scholarship is given in his honor to a member of the track team that best exemplifies these traits of Tyler Bowman. This year's award winner would for sure have made Tyler extremely proud. The track athlete this year that will receive the Tyler Bowman Scholarship is Mr. Cameron Blankenship.
Congratulations, Cam. Next, I'm going to ask Coach Colby Hyatt to present the Sprints Athlete of the Year Awards.
All right, so I'll do the boys first. Sprinting is hard. It takes every single ounce of your energy into one race, and you got to turn around and do it again. And if you're as good as this guy was, you got to do it 3 times. But the fact that he could muster up enough energy in a particular race to let Robbinsville know what place they were coming in and still finish, the MVP for boys sprints goes to Cooper Hyatt.
He was fast during track season.
And for the girls, I wrote something a little more sentimental, but I'm not going to make it through it, so I'm not going to let you guys go through that. I can't, I'm telling you, I can't. This girl's meant a lot to me, her 4 years here, and it sucks to see her go, but she's going to do great things, and that's Maisie Hellman.
Now I'm going to ask Coach Jennifer Chatham to present the Distance Athlete of the Year Awards.
I've had the honor of coaching the distance team for 7 years, and they are definitely a special group. When there's no school, they still show up to run, so that takes a lot. This first runner I've got to coach him 2 years now, and I've also taught him in 4th grade, and he's grown up to be a very great athlete, extremely talented, very driven. Didn't quite hit the numbers he was hoping to hit at the end of the year, but he's just a sophomore, so I know that he's going to do great things in the next couple years, and that is Connor Brown. He trained really hard, had an injury, and really came back and finished strong. And my next runner, this is the first year I've gotten to coach her, but she set a standard that not many other athletes can hit, and she trained on her own, often on the weekends, and got first for the 4x8, second in the 800, second in the 1 mile or 1600 meter, and second place in the 3200 meter at state, and that's Arizona Blankenship.
And then I get the pleasure of presenting the Field Athlete of the Year awards. These two individuals who are going to get this award served as our jumps captains this season. They finished first in every outdoor meet in which they competed this year. They are both now 2-time defending state champions, and they're both juniors. So hopefully we get to run this thing all the way back again next year. Matthew Gray and my beautiful daughter, Amelia Rogers. And finally, I would like to ask Coach Payne to present our track leadership awards.
Okay, so the leadership to me, and the Army told me this, and it was something that was brought into our head. In leadership, we have an acronym: the L's loyalty, the D's duty, R's respect, the S is selfless service. And that might require a little bit of an explanation real quick. That means you do stuff without expecting anything in return. That means you show up for practice and you don't expect a bat on the back. That means you do the little dirty things. You pick up the shot put, you pick up the discus, you put up the pole vault pole. You do things that other people will not do, and you don't expect to get gratitude for that. That's selfless service. You got honor. You have integrity, doing what's right when no one else is watching. The P's personal courage. And both of these people, they define what leadership is to us. The two individuals display these values not only on the track, but in the classroom and in life. And our leadership awards this year will go to Isaiah Collins and Amaya Hicks.
They're way down there. You can shake my hand.
The track plaques and stuff I'll get to you as soon as we get them in. That was a quick turnaround for that, so we weren't able to get those in. Next is me begging. When you win this much, it costs money. We've had to order a lot of rings this year. We was hoping our indoor rings would be here to give them out tonight, but they didn't make it. They've been ordered. I haven't had enough money raised to pay for those. And now I've got to turn around and do outdoor track. So if you have money, or you know somebody who has money, please see me, Coach Marr, Coach Payne, Coach Roper. We need help bad. okay? And it's a good problem to have, but we do need help. Thank you. All right. Our next awards go to our seniors. There are senior awards. This works by us I put out a thing to our coaches to give me nominations for those awards, and then they're voted on. I'm going to start off with our sportsmanship awards. Female and male. Coach Morrow will present those.
All right, for the Female Sportsmanship Award. This year's award goes to an outstanding young lady, to say the least. She possesses a rare quality that personally I love to see more than any other quality in a person. She is the same every day you see her. She's always happy, smiling, and absolutely brightens any room that she goes into. Her coaches say that she is a hard worker, respectful, a great listener, an exceptional teammate, stays out of drama, has high character, and someone that everybody in the school wants to be around. That's who your son or daughter should want to be like. She will definitely be missed in the hallways and the athletic venues here at Swain County High School. It's my honor to present the Female Sportsmanship Award as voted on by her peers to Miss Hannah Brown. See that smile? I told you. All right, so the Male Sportsmanship Award goes to a young man that was an integral piece to all 4 teams that he participated on this year. He used to be somewhat of a quiet guy, but he's really grown into a vocal leader on his teams. His coaches say that he has the ability to get along with anyone, is a tremendously hard worker, puts a high value on team chemistry, never shied away from the big moments, never put personal accomplishments ahead of the team's, and was a joy to coach. He often put in many hours outside of practice time to ensure that he was the best he could possibly be. You've heard tonight he was honorable mention in basketball, played in an all-star game, honorable mention in baseball, and was an all-conference track performer. This year's Male Sportsmanship Award, as voted on by his peers, goes to Cameron Blankenship.
These next awards are never an award I would have got when I was in high school. The Academic Athlete Award goes to the female with the highest academic average while playing sports. This award goes to a female with a 4.5356 GPA, Avery Maples. The Male Academic Athlete Award goes to a male with a 4.1667 GPA, Sawyer Cochran. Yeah, I know.
All right, let's try this again. Athletes of the Year. This year's Female Athlete of the Year has had nothing short of an incredible career here at Swain County High School. She has garnered many awards and achievements over the past 4 years. In 2021 and 22 alone, she was all-conference in basketball, played in the West Midwest All-Star Game, third team All-District. During soccer, she was named All-Conference, Smoky Mountain Conference Player of the Year, Region 11 Player of the Year. For track, she was All-Conference in the 200, the 400, and the 4x4. Co-Runner of the Year, a member of the state champion 4x800 relay team, and a member of the past 2 years Lady Devils state championship track teams. She will continue her career at Catawba College, where she will play basketball. This year's Female Athlete of the Year, voted on by her coaches, is Maisie Heltman. All right, so there was a tie for Male Athlete of the Year. The first recipient was a 4-sport athlete this year. He is someone that demonstrates daily what we want our athletes to be. While at Swain County High School, he has been a valuable asset to each team that he has played for. In the 2021-22 year, he was chosen All-Conference in football as a wide receiver. He was honorable mention All-Conference in basketball and also participated in the West Midwest All-Star basketball game. He was also All-Smoky Mountain Conference on the track team as a member of the conference champion 4x400 relay team. His work ethic and character are two qualities that all athletes should strive to emulate. His presence will be sorely missed here at Swain County High School. Next year, he plans to attend University of North Carolina at Charlotte. The first Male Athlete of the Year, as voted on by his coaches, is Cooper Hyatt. Sorry, my head's glaring. I can't see.
Congratulations, man. Well deserved.
And their next recipient for Male Athlete of the Year was also a 4-sport athlete. He has also demonstrated high character and great work ethic both on and off the field. He has been an integral part of all his teams as a true leader. During the 2021-22 year, he was named All-Conference as a linebacker, chosen for the All-State second team, and was the FYN Defensive Player of the Year. In wrestling, he was a regional qualifier and finished as state runner-up in his weight class. And in my opinion, the greatest memory of his wrestling career was the night that he actually pinned Robbinsville's 195-pounder who had never been even put on his back. And I believe it was a pin. In baseball, he was chosen All-Conference and SMC Player of the Year. His infectious personality and determination will be missed here at Swain County High School. Next year, he plans to attend North Carolina State. The Male Athlete of the Year, as chosen by his coaches, is Carson Taylor.
Our next award is our Maroon Devil Award. Our Maroon Devil Award is given to an athlete that represents everything about Swain County High School athletics is all about. The recipient bleeds maroon and white. He always does his best and then some. And the things that he has battled to be able to continue to play the way he's played and have the smile on his face he always has. It don't matter if it's the biggest game, he's got that smile. I drove down to Charlotte for one of his surgeries, and he had that smile on his face, and I know his parents were a wreck, and me and Coach Cochran were there, and I was a wreck, but he always has that smile on his face. He always shows such great sportsmanship. And you've seen it a lot tonight where if you have a young son, you would hope that they would grow up like this young man. This young man represents everything about Swain County High School. And no matter what he does, he's going to have a bright future. The Maroon Devil Award goes to Isaiah Collins. All right, we're going to finish up with a few things. Mr. Thomas, if you'll start making your way down. First of all, remember, sports physicals are tomorrow. Okay? Right after school, make sure you bring your paperwork. Let's get those done so we already have them and be ready to go for next year. Seniors, I want you to come and be on the front stage as we sing the school song for the last time as an athlete.
Keep sliding. Let's go. Let's go. Keep sliding. Keep sliding. Did you get your ring?
No, not yet. Okay.
Coach Blankenship always gives me advance notice, like tonight. Mentioned that there's great expenses involved in all the championship rings that Swain Athletics will have to come up with the money for. And Coach B, I'd like to return the $100 you gave me to sing this song. Thank you. You're welcome. And that's part of the ring fund, by the way. So the rest of you out there, if you know anybody who has any money, I don't really. I went to my wife's purse. So anyway, I'm sure the athletic department would greatly appreciate a contribution. A lot of you are Swain alumni, so please stand. And even if you aren't, after tonight, you wish you had been. Okay, ready. Swain high, we ever praise thy nobleness, and we have for thee a feeling we can ne'er express. Thou art majestic, Swain high, 'neath the Carolina blue. We salute thee, Swain high, and to thee will e'er be true, with colors of maroon and white, with standards always for the right. We hail the alma mater and sing praises that are due.
Hey Maroon Nation, my name is Erin Jenkins and I'm an alumni of Swain High and also the Maroon Devils Network. The network you're watching right now helped me chase my dreams and get my start in broadcast journalism. From weekly interviews with Coach B to hosting game day specials and even getting to sit down with some of Swain High's greatest football legends.
History of the Maroon Machine.
All of these things helped get me to WNCT 9 on your side in Greenville, North Carolina as an on-air news reporter. Right now, you can help other students just like me to chase their dreams by liking, subscribing, and sharing the Maroon Devils Network. As always, go Big Maroon!